Hey guys, Matt here. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, because mainly, Gevo, their earnings yesterday. Now this is a compliment, but not a lot went on. It was just business as usual. It was kind of boring. Now, after Hylian's earnings yesterday and having to suffer through that, now I think I say this every single quarter, but I'm gonna say it again. Yeah, after Hylian's earnings, I could use a little bit of boring. So let's talk about it. Now, a lot of the stuff, now on the earnings call, Patrick Gruber, the CEO, he spent a lot of time, the first part of it, just nerding out over, a renewable liquid fuel, which I love. I'm not an expert on it. I'm not going to say I understood everything or most of it, but I do enjoy seeing, passionate people talk on and on about the things they love. So I do, like I said, I really like Patrick. He was very assertive. He was very assertive on the Q&A, and not just assertive, but very, very proactive. I liked how, whenever, someone would ask a question, he wouldn't just answer the question. He would answer it and then tack on his own flavor to it. Like, I do like the guy. Now, the most important thing I want to bring up is that none of their projects have been delayed. That was refreshing to hear. Very refreshing to hear. The RNG plant, they said, is running on time. Their net zero plant, no delays reported there. I'm very, very happy to hear that. As a company whose, future is reliant on these contracts and Gevo holding up their end of the book, it is once again refreshing to not hear of any delays. Now, we're just going to use this because it's very, it's easy to display, easy to see. They went over various highlights, stuff that we already knew. The news was reported earlier in the quarter, but it's good to see. They talked about their memorandum of understanding with ADM over SAF. They talked about their agreement with Axens over the commercialization of sustainable ethanol to jet projects in the U.S. They engaged, oh God, I can't pronounce the name, Kiewit Energy Group to lead the feed effort for the Net Zero 1 project. That's pretty good. This we already knew, but this is really good news. They acquired all of the isobutanol. By the way, I know how to pronounce that correctly now. They acquired all the isobutanol patents from Butamax, which, Gevo had been fighting with that company for a long time, and for Gevo to finally be in control of that, that's good news. That's good to hear. They also talk about their letter of intent with Chevron. We already knew that. Again, these are great projects. I'm glad to see them coming along, and I'm glad to, once again, not have any delays. I'm really glad to hear that. So, looking at the revenue, I at least wanted their revenue to, at least be higher than 2020, just to show that they are starting to bounce back as far as their performance. Well, that obviously didn't happen. They went from, now this is in thousands, so they went from 192,000 in 2020 to 142,000. So, yeah, that is not great news at all. Their loss increased primarily due to an increase of, selling, general administrative expense. I think they hired more people and all that stuff, so that's okay. Like I said, I'm a little disappointed about the revenue miss. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. Now there is something that Lynn brought up during the earnings call itself, and this sort of made me chuckle a bit. He started referring, now I don't know if he said this before. I don't know. This is the first time I took notice of it. He referred to Gevo as a pre-revenue company. Now, I thought that was a bit interesting because if we go here and we take a look at its annual revenue, you can see it's made, it's had years of making millions of dollars in revenue, right? You can see this clearly. It's been, it's documented. And even if you look at this quarter here, now it's not good revenue, but it's revenue. So for him to call it, now you don't have to, I know what he meant, and we'll get to that later. I know what he meant, but maybe there's a definition of pre-revenue that I don't know about, but it was just kind of weird for him to call it a pre-revenue company when they already have, they have had revenue and they are having some revenue. Now, like I said, I know what he meant. He referred to the thing that they were really making their money on prior years was their ethanol production and selling that from the Laverna facility. They shut that down when the Laverna plant was shut down back in 2020 due to COVID and what they stated was an unfavorable commodity environment or whatever. And because of that, they have not been producing any meaningful revenue. I understand that. That's fine. I can get over the definition. Okay, we're good with that. And having said that, you know, definition's a little weird, but okay, I get it. All right, I will taper my expectations for a little bit. But he also did say, and this is stuff we already know, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. I guess we'll talk about this now, is that the RNG plant, once that gets built in 2022, which is on track, they should start recognizing some revenue at the end of 2022. And then, of course, when net zero goes online in 2024, that is when the major revenue is expected to go in. Now, that's fine with me because my initial thesis when I very first bought the stock is that, yes, nothing was going to happen until 2024, and that's when the money was going to come in. So I bought the stock back when I did with every intention of it just sitting there in my portfolio until that day. And the 2022 was just, you know, what, a cherry on top. So as far as my plans for this stock, I have, you know, I'm not selling anything. If it drops below my cost basis, I will buy more shares. But until then, you know, like I said, I'm planning on holding. Now, I will hold, like I said, I plan on holding throughout 2024 and well beyond, assuming the company does well. However, as a minimum, I will hold on to my shares at least until the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, rain or shine. But I do have some new expectations now. At the end of 2022, and this is just to show, you know, have Gevo prove its ability to get stuff done. So by the end of 2022, Len said there's going to be some revenue. So by the end of 2022, I would like to see the RNG plant online, and I would like to see some revenue. I feel that's a very conservative expectation, but I just want to see Gevo start to follow through and start to achieve its own goals. Now, like I said in previous videos and in this one, it has given no indication that there have been any delays. I'm perfectly happy with how things are going, and I am still perfectly happy with being a Gevo shareholder. But that was it. I mean, the rest of the earnings call was just, you know, talking about technicals related to, you know, the fuel itself and taking questions related to the same. Like I said, very run-of-the-mill earnings call, nothing too exciting, but, you know, I'm just glad to hear that everything's on track. But anyways, take care, have a great day, and eat your vegetables.